Itaque confestum dimissis nuntiis ad Celtrones, Grudios, Lewacos, Pleumoxios, Gedumnos, qui omnes sub eorum imperio sunt, quam maximas manus passant cogent, et de improviso ad Cicerones hiberna advolant, nondum ad eum fama de tuturi morte perlata. Oh, let's chunk this out. Okay, we've got a boring and so, confestum, adverb, but what's over here? Ooh, ablative absolute. And I think confestum probably modifies dimissis is an adverb, so there's that. And then we have this ginormous prepositional phrase. Let's see, it starts at ad, and where does it end? Oh, all these accusative nouns are the object of ad, and then we have a relative clause, qui, and where does that end? Over here, and this qui, of course, is modifying the citrones, the grudios, those guys, and those guys. So we still don't have the main verb yet. So we'll keep chunking before we get there. Quam maximas manus passant. Okay, this is a Caesar thing. He likes to do quam, as great as whatever, passant. He uses passant almost as an adverb. As great a band of men as possible. So don't get screwed up with passant there. That means as great a band of men as they can gather, probably. Oh, and then here is your main verb, cogent. We'll put a box around it. So cogent is your main verb, and quam maximas manus passant is your direct object of this verb. The understood subject of cogent is probably all the guys after the ad. So these people, they do all this. They cogent, quam maximas manus as possible, and de improviso, another prepositional phrase, ad Cicerones hiberna, Cicero, of course, is genitive modifying hiberna, and advolant. So here's another verb that all those guys do, another main verb. So they compel, and they hurry, or they fly. And obviously they fly to the next set of winter quarters. Oh, this is going to be interesting. But what else is going on here? Nondum, ad eum, another prepositional phrase. And then we have fama, which is ablative, and perlata over here. So we've got an ablative absolute. Fama, perlata, and inside there we have a prepositional phrase. So let's see. And so, with these guys having been sent really quickly, having been sent where? To those folks who all are beneath the power of probably those other Gauls. They gather as ginormous crowds of men as possible, and they hurry quickly, unexpectedly, de improviso, like as a surprise, to the winter quarters of Cicero, and not yet to him, being Cicero, had the story been carried about the death of Titurius. So they're hoping to get there to the next winter quarters before the Romans find out about the ambush of the first winter quarters. Okay, moving on. Huic quoque accidit, quod fuit necesse, ut non noli milites, qui legationis munitionisque causa in silvas descassissent, repentino equitum adventu interceperentur. Okay, first of all, we need to note that this huic is probably Cicero. Okay, and it's dative, and that's because things happen to a dative. It also happened to him, Cicero. Quod fuit necesse, which usually sometimes happens. What happened to Cicero? It happened to him, and accidit is important because it introduces a result clause. It happened to him that, so this is going to introduce an ut clause that takes a subjunctive verb. But we'll keep going. Non noli milites, obviously, that modifies the subject milites, and then we've got this relative clause describing the soldiers. Soldiers who what? Well, we're not going to find out yet, but before we do that, legationis, genitive, for the purpose, causa plus a genitive, for the sake of this and this. So these are two genitives modifying this ablative. Who, in the forest, whatever it was that happened. Oh, here it is. some soldiers who had gone out into the forest. Why? For the purpose of, looks like getting firewood and stuff like that. So what about some soldiers who had gone out into the forest? Well, whatever happened suddenly, repentino. Equitum adventu. Okay, there's an ablative adventu. Equitum, of course, is genitive. Oh, look, these soldiers were intercepted or were run into by what? By the ablative, by the arrival of the cavalry, probably of the bad guys. And what about these soldiers? These soldiers who are wandering around in the woods doing their job.